the 250 SX Futures Championship. Congratulations to Chance Hymas, Ryder DeFrancisco, and Gavin Towers. Chance, I'll start with you. You've had experience racing in front of big crowds. You've done the Monster Cup. You've been at Supercrosses this year during the day, racing the daytime program. But what was it like for you to go to the line for the main event with this packed house, a very loud, excited packed house, and really take in that Supercross environment on a big bike and somewhat is in a system that's supposed to replicate the pro level? What was it like for you to go to the gate and drop the gate, race the race, and just take in all that environment?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, you get a little bit of experience in the Monster Cup on the Super Minis, but even at Atlanta and the other ones, like, it just felt different, especially here with how many people came to support me. Like, it's definitely, you're hitting rhythm lanes, you can hear people screaming and yelling. Like, it's pretty cool, but it's just different.
Congratulations. It's fun to watch. We'll start with Jamie with Moto X Pod.
Jamie, Moto X Pod Show. Ryder, I know we talked about this, but got a good start, led, struggled in the whoops. Kind of just talk about that again. I know we already talked about it, but for the show here.
Yeah, we did our game plan the first half of the race, and then obviously struggled through the whoops. Like, before the race, I set my mind on jumping the whoops. It's kind of hard to switch over and see Chance skimming them, and it was obviously faster. But, yeah, we tried our best, and we learned a lot this weekend. So until next October, like, obviously there's going to be a big difference. So, yeah, I'm excited for next year and have a good time.
Kellen?
Yeah, thanks, Kellen Brower with Racer X. Gavin, way back at the first Futures race at Anaheim, you had a pretty big crash on Friday. But since then, it seems like you've kind of like slowly progressed, up at each round that you've done. How much would you say you actually have learned through this experience with each round and getting that experience in?
Definitely a lot. The first one was gnarly. I learned my lesson fast, how gnarly the transitions are versus the test tracks. So I picked on that pretty quickly. Luckily, it was okay, but just learned and then changed a few bike settings, which helped a lot after Spring Nationals, and we got back on SX. So I've been training with Bradley Taft, and he's helped me a lot. So it's been good after we made the bikes change and then move forward. I just learned a lot from these races.
Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. For Chance, for you, how would this type of result to win this title, how does that rate compared to other achievements in your career?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to rate, like, especially like winning title at Loretta's. Like, it's definitely up there just because you're in front of everybody, and it does feel like a pretty big deal. So it's definitely up there. Like, I feel like it's like winning a Loretta's title. So for me, it's a pretty big deal, I'd say.
Michael Antonovich.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. Chance, this one is for you as well. You and I talked after Atlanta, and you just kind of explained what it's like to be in the factory Honda rig with everything going on with, Jet and Hunter there, Chase there, seeing everybody go about their routine. What's the learning lesson been like for you to see that firsthand and know once it is finally time for you to race as a 250 pro, you already see the routine, so it's not going to be that big of a thrown off schedule for you. You'll know what to ask for.
Yeah, I mean, just watching those guys and even just talking to them, like, they're doing things throughout the day that are honestly, like, they're not out there talking to people a lot. I mean, they take their time and go sign autographs and all that, but it's like they're taking their time and just being by themselves and doing their own thing. So it's just one of those things where I kind of just need to have my alone time and just do my thing. And honestly, that's what I tried doing today and just did my own thing, and I feel like it helped me a lot.
Jason Wygant.
Yeah, for you, Chance, we've joked about this a little bit. I know you're a guy that'll race anytime, any place, anywhere. Just talk about where your motivation comes from.
No, I mean, forever I've always loved racing my dirt bike, and honestly, whenever I can race, I try to. I mean, next week I plan on doing an off-road race, so I mean, really just anytime. I love riding, so I'm gonna go ride Monday and just keep riding and get ready for Loretta's. So I love the grind. That's the part I love.
Jamie.
Yeah, Chance, I want to talk to you about this. Something I've talked to Ryder about before. I love when there's a lot of respect and you guys you seem like you have a friendship. And, even though you beat Ryder, he came up and congratulated you. But as the pressure builds at the pro level, those things are difficult to maintain, the friendships. Have you thought about that? I mean, like, I don't know if how your relationship is with Gavin, but if you guys are going to be able to remain friends as you take each other out over the years and, go for championships. But, I mean, are you going to be able to maintain that friendship and respect?
I think so for now. I mean, we've all raced each other for a long time.
Gavin just shook his head no.
At least for now. I mean, we've all raced each other for a long time. The respect's there, so I don't think any of us have done anything too gnarly to each other. So I think for now it's good.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes.
And as far as takeouts go, you guys heard what happened tonight inside that stadium, right? You heard that?
They don't go too well.
It didn't go too well. Yeah. I got one final question for all three of you. The Supercross Futures program was on Sundays. That's what it was, and it was been modified to this new program. You guys got to experience not only tonight, but the whole thing and the qualifying system, and then racing on multiple races this year. What was that entire experience like for you, and what would be the message for some of the younger riders that are going to be coming behind you over the next few years on what they can expect based on your experience? Ryder, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it's so much different than just riding the test tracks and doing your laps. Coming to a stadium, it's so much tighter and learning. I can only imagine the people that stepped in cold. I learned so much at Oakland and A2 and Glendale before I got to Arlington with Chance. So, yeah, I learned a lot, and it's going to help for the years to come.
Chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different with obviously you're going based off of schedule. I mean, the only race we get throughout the year that's based off of schedule is Loretta's. So being there, being on time, and even being early so you don't miss a gate pick or something like that, it's just different. It's just something you have to get used to doing. But, I mean, at least for us, we're lucky enough to have this system and get the experience before, like Ryder said, just some people have to go in there and just no experience, and it's honestly pretty gnarly, even just for us doing the futures. So for us doing this, I think it's pretty cool that they're letting us do it.
Gavin.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. Definitely today was like the hardest. We started early. We had our first practice at 10 a.m. and then you sit around we didn't have a heat race, so you sit around from 2 to 7. So you got to pick where you want to eat, pick what you want to do, so you don't want to go to the line starving. Because, I mean, I did that at the combines. That didn't work out too well, so learned my lesson there. But, yeah, it's definitely a good learning experience knowing when to do stuff and throughout the day. But, yeah, I was pretty happy with it throughout the year.
You guys think maybe in a couple of years we'll be back here and we'll be doing this again, but in the 250 class? Yeah?
Hopefully doing the same interview as Christian.
I like hearing that. Hey, congratulations, guys. It was fun to watch you this year, and look forward to seeing you turn pro.